welcome to the 2017 State Singles title. It's Jeremy Maguire versus Anthony Adams. I'm Paul Millen, alongside me to add some humour to the call with the golden microphone, Sammy Thurgood. Welcome, Sammy.
What's going on, Paul?
Oh, it's been a good weekend of 8-ball, Sammy. And
it has been, mate.
It's coming to a conclusion now. Best of 11, so first to 6 should be a good final. What are you predicting, Sammy?
Well, we haven't watched Anthony's last frame where he was 4-all with Jared Wicks, and the way he just held his calm and went off his snap in what I thought was a very good out. I think he might just come home with the chocolates today, but geez, Jeremy Maguire, he's one of the toughest players in the state. He certainly won't give it away.
Yeah, of course, both players too, both two-time state singles champions too. Anthony, I think, has been in 5 finals, 3 times runner-up and twice a winner. And Jeremy Maguire's played in 2 singles finals from memory and won both. So
I think it was Greg Watt that stole 2 of those titles off him.
Yeah, well, no, certainly a tough opponent, Greg, to for Anthony to get over. But Anthony being such a young player, he'll, whether he wins or loses today, he'll get many more opportunities to win state singles titles. And
he certainly will.
He's off to a good start here, Sammy.
Yes, just quietly going about his business, just doing what Anthony does. Can't really see too much of a problem on this.
I think he'll just be looking to drop this one in and run that red through, and then put the black in the centre right. Sammy?
I'd say that's a go. Land a little bit low on that. Yeah, no, that's not too bad. He can just float across.
May have looked to screw back here, Sammy, now, because he looks as if he's got himself a bit straight on it. Like to run it through to the left-hand side rail, is he?
Just looking at the table, it looks like he can run through and get it to the centre right.
Yeah. It's not quite where he'd want it, but he shouldn't have any problems getting out to a 1-0 lead.
He's too seasoned to campaign and miss this bloke. Lock it in. Anthony, 1-zip.
Yeah, just had the legs. Well done, Anthony, 1-0. Good start.
Thank you, Anthony, for not making me look like an idiot. I can do that by myself.
So, of course, Jeremy's path to the final. The preliminary rounds, round robin, were played yesterday, and the final 16 were played today in knockout format. Jeremy defeated Wayne Stubbs, and then Jeremy defeated Keegan Reid, then Wayne Stubbs, and, of course, Alex Pace in the semi-final 5-3. And Anthony 4-1 over his good mate Ben McCauley, then defeated Troy Rudling 4-1. And a closer one with Jared Wicks 5-4 in the semi. So both players have had pretty tough matches leading up to this, so they should be right on top of their game.
Jezza certainly did well against Alex, because Alex was on fire and wasn't missing a hell of a lot, especially against Marcus. Give Marcus a fair drilling, I think, 4-zip. I think that.
Yeah, and actually Marcus played exceptionally well leading up to that too. So there's a bit of a surprise scoreline there, but Alex Pace gets on a bit of a run sometimes, and there's no stopping him. That's a good extraction shot there from...
That's just worked out beautifully.
Jeremy.
Now he's sort of really only got that one tough red there that's tied up with the yellow on the right-hand side. I'm sure Jezza will figure something out for that. He's pretty good at extracting balls out when he needs to. I'm not too sure how he gets that out. He's got the option of the red that's at the bottom of the table to knock it out there, but he'd have to do that fairly early on in his out, I would think, to make sure he's landing on another ball, because you certainly wouldn't want to save that to last.
Yeah, no.
Just looking at the lay of the table, I don't think he can get on that shot early.
That hasn't quite worked out where he would have liked, but
Well, I'll tell you what, if that red goes bottom left, you may be able to extract that other red out now.
yeah, absolutely. That's probably what he'd be looking at, Sammy. That'd be the obvious
a little
shot.
bit of luck, he might even promote that red towards the pocket and be looking pretty sweet from there.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful
shot. Played
shot.
it like a gem.
Yeah. I think he'll be just coming off the side rail there and just floating up a little bit for the ball up to the top left.
I think top left is definitely the next shot to go, given where the black is at the moment.
Black's obviously heading back towards the middle right. So
yeah, he's perfect on that.
He's played that
just
nice.
A little screw back and away he goes. I'm going to take the lid off at Paul. It is 1-1.
You're making bold predictions early, Sammy, but the way these blokes pot, yeah, I can fully understand that.
He could do this with his eyes shut.
Absolutely, and he'd even do it in his sleep.
Oh, Jazelenko, you're beauty.
Oh, nice.
Nothing wrong with wiping your feet before you go inside.
Yep. 1-1, Sammy.
I'm just proving to be a bit of a genius at the moment, actually.
The way Jeremy's been playing lately, like whether it's competition or state events or, you know, one of the state event days there, I think, or actually last weekend of state events, I think he went 33. You know, and against that quality field, he's at the top of his game at the moment.
Well, having said that, he's probably the hardest working 8-ball player in the state because the man literally lives on the pool table. So, you know, he deserves everything he gets because he puts the work in.
I nearly thought you was going to say he was the hardest working locksmith in the state, Sammy. Would that be him or Belinda?
Probably
his
Belinda,
wife.
I reckon.
Yeah.
Hello, Belinda, if you're watching.
I'm sure she is, Sammy.
He's come up dry there. And
Anthony will be taking the Reds, obviously.
It's just got a minor issue of the black ball there, being a little bit tied up. But
yeah, he might be able to extract that out with the one closest to the black there.
I think he's got the angle right now to screw into that little pack of 3 with this red here.
Absolutely, yeah, you're right, definitely. Chose not to. I don't think he's got that one there perfect. He's just, he might just try and take the.
I'm not too sure about this shot in the middle because he'll have to play that with a bit of pace to make sure the white comes out of that pack to have another shot. So he's going to play this pretty firm, I would think. Well, he's gone up the top. He's got lucky to.
And he's apologised to Jeremy.
Don't apologise, Anthony.
It was
you know you're not sorry about it, but.
How'd your weekend go this weekend, Sammy? You played quite well at times.
Yeah, look, I was under the pump a little bit early on in the round matches. Then I managed to win my last 5 matches to qualify third and go through to the last 16. And then I come up against Jared Wicks, who absolutely punished me. So
punished Carl Barrett too. Well, didn't punish Carl Barrett, but got over Carl Barrett. Jared, sorry, which was a bit of a surprise. Carl had a very good weekend too. He played exceptionally well. Didn't lose a any of his round robin matches. So it was a bit of a surprise considering the player Carl is one of the best in the state, and Jared doesn't play a lot of 8-ball these days. More known for his snooker, but
Can play a good game of snooker.
I think he should be playing a lot more, Jared.
He certainly took Anthony to the hill, literally, because they were 4-all, and then Anthony went off the snap in the last frame, and that was it.
And all Southern finally too, Sammy. There was 4 players from the north in the quarterfinals and 4 from the south, and the South's done us proud.
Cream always rises to the top, mate.
It's a really good extraction shot there from Jeremy. Look at that. That's beautiful. Absolutely perfect. Allows him now to get these hard balls out from around this black, and I don't think he needs to get anything out here. I think if he goes his lowest yellow in the middle now, I think he can just about land on the rest. I just don't like that yellow just slightly to the right-hand side of the black. It only goes in one pocket at the moment. That's the top, top left. So he has got it out. So that's a good shot.
Oh, Jezza, he doesn't mind just running into balls and crashing them open, and 90% of the time he lands on them pretty sweet somehow.
I think it's his expertise with the cue. I think Sammy. Some people probably call it luck, but when you know how good a player this man is, it's pretty well calculated, isn't it?
Well, every time he does it against me, it's pure luck, mate.
Probably the same sort of luck that Nigel Barker says Lee Bennett has against him, I reckon, Sammy. Luckiest man in Tasmania, Lee Bennett, according to Nigel Barker. G'day, Nigel. I'm sure you're at home watching.
It's a bad miss by Jez there. He, not looking impressed at all.
Just that one little tricky ball over on the rail, the right-hand rail.
He's saving that one for last.
Yep, and the black back in the left-hand centre.
A little bit further than he would have liked, I would think. He may just slow roll this and play the other red in the top left. Or he might come around off 2 cushions here and one cushion. Keep it simple.
That's perfect shot, Sam. You just screw over onto the right-hand rail here.
Commentating and not playing, Paul.
I think you'd be calling it 2-1, wouldn't you, Sammy?
Yeah, I'm going to take the lid off it. Ant doesn't want him down the rails. All he's got to focus on is just rolling this in, really. No position needed. Sweat as you like, Paul.
Absolutely perfect.
Well, it's shaping up to be a ring-ding-dinger.
Yeah, it could go all the way to the hill, these guys. They it wouldn't surprise me if it was 5-all, because they just seem to run frame after frame. It might even actually come down, the winner might actually come down to the person that makes the least mistakes. I know that's sort of stating the obvious, but you make a mistake against these players and normally the opposition player capitalises on it. So, you know, 3 or 4 mistakes and all of a sudden you're 3 or so frames down. So they'll be looking to take all their opportunities, these 2 players.
Absolutely.
good field this weekend too, Sammy. 35 players. It was very, very high quality field.
Certainly higher than other years, which is fantastic to see. There's seems to be a little mini resurgence in 8-ball happening here in Tassie again. A few players coming back out of retirement. You know, they've had their time off and had kids and focused on work for a little while, and now they're just coming back. And
Yourself, Sammy?
oh, I was entertaining thoughts of coming out of retirement, mate, but you know.
You don't tell me you're going back into it. You're too good a player to go back into it, Cobber.
No, with the stateside that we got at the moment, it's very tempting to try and come out of retirement again. Whether I'd actually add anything to the team, I don't know, but I'd certainly love the opportunity to play in it. I know you'd be relishing going away to the Nationals this year, knowing the backup that you got behind you.
I think I'm backing them up, Sammy. If they fail, I'll be there to... Nah, it should be good fun actually at Canberra. November, I think it's 9th to 19th, and I think the team, I think Jeremy Maguire said it's the strongest team that's gone away in 20 odd years, he believes, so you know, you don't have to tell.
That's a big call considering I'm not in the side, so
if you were in it, Sammy, you'd probably be the strongest in 25, I reckon. So, you know, Tasmania be expecting some success at the Nationals this year for sure.
Yeah, I definitely think you just could come back disappointed if you didn't make top 4 this year.
No, extremely disappointed. If we didn't make the finals this year, I'd never know when we would make them, but all the work's still ahead of everyone, so there'll be a lot of practicing going on the next few months. I think Jeremy told me this morning at about 7 o'clock when he got out of bed that there's 109 days to go to Nationals, Sammy, so he's got the countdown on his phone.
He loves it.
Absolutely loves it.
Geez, I don't know if it must sneak through there because he's played position for it. No, he's not looking happy. He may have to get a little bit creative here and play that off that bottom yellow, and I'm not sure take a very good shot for that to happen, I think.
That's what he's looking at.
Too far down the table for it to actually go in there. Oh.
Yeah, tough shot.
Certainly gave it a
very tough shot.
Probably could have played that a little bit slower, I think, just to...
Just got a feeling Jeremy might be dropping a snooker in here shortly. I reckon on that ball, maybe the ball that's the highest up the table, up near the balk line there.
Yeah, he'd certainly be getting that off the cushion and leaving a snooker for sure.
Probably now he might be running it down towards that middle pocket. He's looking at it, so...
I think he can get through there.
Wowee.
I think he's left him this.
I thought he just would have tapped it out. It's obviously a good shot to get both balls out and promote both balls. Yeah, it's probably the right shot.
If we had a better cameraman, we'd probably know whether it goes through or not. But unfortunately, we're working with Andrew Saltmarsh.
Thanks, Salty. We must thank Salty too for the live stream. Does a great job, as always.
Never gets any Tasmania. Thanks for it, and just keeps on plugging away.
I think everyone appreciates what he does, just quietly. Sammy?
Well, we could get it.
Certainly great to have.
We certainly do appreciate everything he does. It's fantastic to be able to just sit at home and get on your phone and start watching this.
Jeremy would just be looking now to play that ball in the centre of the bottom rail off that red, off Anthony's red there, to knock that red out to open the pocket up there for his yellow, which is behind the red, or knock him out at some stage. He'll probably, he'll drop this one in the bottom right now, and that'll be his next shot. He'll just give himself a bit of an angle too, so he can...
I wouldn't anyone thinking he might just want to lay another snooker? Nah, Jez is pretty aggressive. I think you might be right. I think he'd be looking at going that way. The only problem is where that red's going. He's going to need...
He'll give himself position on the on his yellow now that he's actually closest to after he smacks this one off the red, just as a bit of insurance as to where that other yellow will end up here. Oh, perfect.
Yep.
Oh, yep, perfect.
Well.
Just the only thing he didn't do there was hold position for the other one on the right-hand side of the table, but he'll run around here and get position on that pretty easy, I think. 2-all, Sammy?
Yep. You know, he actually hasn't got a full pocket here.
Actually scrolling back.
Well, he might look like he had a full pocket.
Great shot. Just giving himself a tougher angle here, but he just wants to keep control of the white ball. But he should do, and I reckon there's a good chance he just got to
think he'll be
watch that red too here, doesn't he?
Playing this with... Oh, no, he's going straight through. 2 cushions in the right-hand middle.
Oh, yep,
well,
just dodged
I know
the red
absolutely
nicely.
Nothing.
Now, you said he didn't have a full pocket to look at, Sammy. Has he got a... Yeah, look at that. Great camera work from Salty. Yep, 2-all.
Tell you what, how's Jez's hair going? He used to be a fiery redhead, now it's
ginger.
Looking fairly smoky.
He did make a comment there were 4 gingers in the state team. Obviously, Luke Webb being one of them, and I don't really know the other 2. I think he just doesn't want to feel alone.
Well, as Ben McCauley keeps on saying, he's not ginger, he's orange.
A fiery redhead. Of course, the killer crossover again, Sammy, down at your place, the Hobart Workers Club.
Hobart Workers Club, the official home of Eightball.
$15,000 prize money tournaments. 48 players yet, Salty, or are you looking for a couple more entries? 42 so far, so there's still
42
time.
players, yeah, a little bit disappointing when you're throwing 15 grand at something that you can't get 48 players.
August, of course, late August. So I reckon we'll get 48, Sammy. I don't see why not. So anyone out there that wants to,
you would have
go
thought
in that.
A few of the mainlanders would have backed themselves in to come over and steal our cash, mate. But
yeah, well, quite
possibly just watching Jeremy and Ant go about their business here at the moment may have put them off from coming over, mate.
I don't doubt that, Sammy. A bit like Black Caviar. No one wanted to race against her, and yeah, if you watch these players go, I think they'd be scaring the mainlanders off, Sammy.
Yep.
Should be good, Sammy. You got 11 tables coming in, have you?
I think we're at
weekend?
10, mate.
10?
10. I've just been told we've just purchased 4 new tables from South Australia that are coming in very shortly.
Magnificent. Good setup down the Hobart Workers Club. I don't just say that because you manage it down there, Sammy, but you know, with the tables down there, always a big supporter of Q Sports in the south of the state, and actually, you know, for state events and whatever. So that's always great. Much appreciated too. As the Lawn System Workers Club, they do a good job, and they've done a good job this weekend. But we look forward to getting down to the workers for the killer crossover in August. Troy Rudling and Andrew Saltmarsh have done a great job organising that too.
Yeah, they do a good job them too. What they've done with this killer crossover has been fantastic, and something that we've really needed in this state to put us back on the map, so to speak, in Australian 8-ball. Yeah,
there's some good competition. There's some really good competitions going on.
we've actually
for 8-ball in Tassie at the moment.
between Troy and Salty and obviously the Hobart Workers Club, we've managed to turn the Killer Crossover into the second richest event on the calendar this year. Of course, the Big Guns is worth a substantial amount more, but
Yeah, well, it's certainly attracted. There's obviously some mainland players coming over, and there's the best of the best players in Australia coming over. So even if you're not involved, it'd be good to get down if you enjoy Q sports and get down and watch some of the best 8-ball players in Australia in August. What date is it, Sammy? The weekend of the 25th, 26th, is it?
18th, 19th
18th
and 20th, I think it
18th,
is.
19th, 20th, is it? Okay, so yeah, get down there and have a meal and a couple drinks and watch some of the best players in Australia. So and even the world, Sammy, and even the world.
Well, my favourite player, Jimmy Delahunty, is coming over from South Australia to play in the Killer Crossover, and I'll tell you what, if you live in Hobart, do yourself a favour and get down and watch Jimmy go about his business, because you won't see much better, mate. I'll give you the tip.
Are you playing? Are you playing in the Killer? You are. So you're not working that weekend, Sammy? You'll definitely be playing?
Well, I think I actually already took the lid off it being a Sam Thurgood v Jimmy Delahunty final.
Sammy, I don't know whether to take you serious there, because I heard a similar comment at about 2 a.m. this morning as to what you were doing today.
Yeah, but that was about 10 frothies deep, mate, that conversation. So
10 at 2 o'clock? I think you'd easily double that, Sammy. Good night, actually, wasn't it?
It was a good night.
A lot of the players from here went out for dinner and had a really good night, so it was bloody awesome. Troy Ruddling had a great time, they tell me. Great night last night.
Great on the floor, apparently.
Ben McCauley had a great night last night. Lukey Webb even, he had a great night, so yeah, that was good fun.
Tell you what, Lukey Webb on the dance floor is not a pretty sight.
You'd probably add Chris Skinners to that list too, Sammy, wouldn't you? He had his dancing shoes on last night.
A little bit loose, yes. Hello, Luke.
Luke Webb's just popped in.
We've also probably got the biggest character in 8-ball playing in the Killer Crossover as well, Mr. John Rusty Wheeler.
Yeah, he's that'd be good to see. He's one of Australia's best 8-ball players. He's actually part of the world title winning team from a couple of years ago. So they're the calibre of players you'll get to see, and might even get to play them.
And of course, defending champion Joel Younger.
Yeah, and Justin Sage too. He's coming over as well. Mr. I just remembered a birthday today. Actually, Les Alley. Les Alley's having his birthday today. He's in the Tasmanian Masters team. So happy birthday to Les.
Happy birthday, Les.
Good on you, Les. Actually,
fellow teammate of mine. Of course, the Claremont Scorpions, as you can see on Anthony's shirt there.
And mine. Did you forget I played with you, Sammy?
I had forgotten about that, mate. I'd try to erase that from my mind, the time that you actually played for us, mate.
We did win a grand final, Sammy.
Ah. One of the many that the Scorpions have won, mate.
Oh, I didn't contribute much, but we still won. That's all.
State teams event champions as well this year.
So yeah, Les in the Masters side. I tell you what, the Masters side, Tasmanian Masters side, they'll be looking to defend their title that they won in Launceston last year in Canberra, won't they, Sammy? They've got an exceptionally strong side.
I'm not really one to take the lid off things, Paul. People who know me know I'm a fairly conservative bloke and keep a lid on things. But the Tassie Masters side this year, they can't be beaten.
Well, you got Wayne Stubbs, who won a just won the world title with Australia in England, and he's in the
Well,
Tassie Masters
Wayne
side.
Stubbs in my book is absolutely next level. When it comes to the Masters, he's just such a solid player, and his walk-up start for the Open side, as he proved this year, making the team, but withdrawing to focus on the Masters.
Yeah, and he'll be keenly looking to defend their title. They got Greg Laurie, of course, too, and Bolt Matthews. He adds a bit of humour to the team and keeps the spirit up always.
Yes.
And
And
Chris
of course,
Snare has come into the
birthday
team
boy,
this
Les,
year, and Les Alley.
Tell you what, there's been a few drinks in between Les's last Nationals and this one. Probably looking at about 30 years, I reckon. But
Another one of those guys where the kids have grown up and he's got serious and come back into the fold. He's been playing very well in local competitions too,
he's
Les,
been
hasn't
playing
he?
very, very well. He's in
Exceptionally
very good
well.
nick at the moment, and he will most definitely add a bit of potency to the Masters side, that's for sure.
Bit of a tricky game here, Sammy, Jeremy, and there's quite a few balls tied up there.
Yeah, it's looking fairly ugly at the moment.
This frame could take a while.
I think we better strap ourselves in for a bit of a tactical game here.
Very, very important one here. You know, Anthony, if you got out to a 4-2 lead, it'd be tough to beat, but Jeremy obviously never gives up, no matter what position he's in. It's not over until that final back ball's potted.
Putting Jeremy in the box seat for this frame at the moment. It's going to take a very good shot for Anthony to take hold of this game, and I can't see where he's going to get it from.
He's just looking, I think, at cutting that yellow ball off that red to try and capture that pocket there, the bottom right pocket. So, yep, there it is. But
has he got some luck? No.
Still tied. Jeremy's still got a couple balls slightly tied up, but still in the box seat.
Well, Jezza will certainly be potting this one up the top, and then probably playing the plant from there and tying up that bottom right pocket.
Yeah, good shot.
Yeah, he'll be going the plant from here, I'm pretty certain. I don't think you'd take that outside red, but looks like he's about to line that one up. Okay, I'm wrong again. Just working beautifully here, Paul.
Oh, there you go. Look at that. Aggressive. Very aggressive, Jeremy.
Yeah, he's very aggressive.
Very aggressive. But he gets away with it, and that's the way he plays, and it's successful. So why change now?
I'm not sure he's got away with it then, though.
Just didn't quite get the extraction, did he? Just didn't quite. Oh, gee. Oh, no. Gee, I thought he was lining up to pot that one, Sammy. And extract that other one out again. But, yep, he knows when to slow up and knows when to quicken. So.
I really don't like the shot he's played there, because this has opened up the door for Anthony here. One good shot here, and he can open himself up for him. Okay, I did not think he'd go that way, but there you go.
I wouldn't be surprised if Jeremy just looked to push this red onto that yellow and get his balls a bit further in that pocket, the bottom right.
He might even possibly go under the yellow here and push the yellow across the other side of the table.
Of course. Yep. Smart shot.
Good shot.
Great shot. Look at that. That's magnificent.
One beautiful shot and bang.
And all of a sudden he's right in control.
Take the lid off it, Paul. 3-all, mate.
Well, yep.
It's 3-all, mate.
Yep. Oh, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it, Sammy. I've seen this man play for a lot of years, and yeah, it's pretty simple for him.
That's not going to hurt him.
No, that's probably
if
a
anything,
good
it's
result.
probably helped him.
Just got to get his position right here. That's all he's got to do, because
that's just a nice little roll in this.
That black ball is reasonably tight going into the middle left. Must be relatively straight on it.
He's all over this.
He's got himself a bit of an angle here. No, just a slight one. Shouldn't have any problems.
This is 99 out of 100 for Jez. Hopefully this ain't the 100th shot for him.
Oh, gee, I'll tell you what, that just hit that jaw, the near side jaw, and just managed to get in there. Well done, Jez. 3-all, Sammy.
Well, strap yourselves in, folks. We've got a ring-ding-dinger.
I know one man to be a happy man today, that Blair County, Sammy.
Yeah, old Blair, he'd probably be tuning in, I reckon. I actually gave him my commiserations last night because I told him I was going to win this and he'd be out of the side, but things didn't quite work out that way, Paul, as you know, and so well done, Blair, in the side, mate.
Yeah, it's pretty harsh actually, because he played exceptionally well on the over the weekends, the qualifying for the state side, and to be, finish ninth. I think that's something the committee needs to look at. I think they take 9 players away only, and Blair needs to Blair needs to wait 6, 7, 8 weeks to find out who wins the singles to know whether he's going away. The 9 players that are in there, well, maybe 8, but the 9 players that are in there, very good players, and Blair's been away to multiple nationals now, and it's a bit unfair for him to be sitting there waiting for weeks on end to work out if the singles winner's not in the side. If the singles winner's not in the side, well, I think the committee should look at taking 10, Sammy. What do you think?
Well, my personal thoughts are pretty much every other state in Australia play their singles first, and the winner is straight in the state side. I know Victoria take the winner and the runner-up, and then you decide a state team from there. The problem with that, though, is the person who wins the singles title then doesn't go through playoffs, and that's kind of valuable table time, and you need to make sure the person who's won that singles is putting their time on the table outside of playoffs and stuff like that, making sure they're ready to go as well, because they get a fair long break in between winning that and nationals, so...
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We had a situation today where Alex Pace, Alex Pace or Jared Wicks, I think. Yeah, there was both in the semi-finals. If either of them had have won the final today, they would have been automatically in the state side and Blair out. It's just it's a long wait, if you finish in ninth to be waiting. That's all.
I've played in sides with 9 and I've played in sides with 10. For me personally, 9 is the number. It's very, as someone who's vice captained sides before and stuff like that, and obviously trying to come up with lineups, and it becomes a bit of a headache with 10 players. I personally think 9 is the number. I think we had it at 10 for such a long time, so Salty could make a few more state sides. Just opened up one more spot for him, so.
And now he's retired. They've reverted back to 9, have they, Sammy?
Yeah, all of a sudden he retired, and now it's 9.
I don't
make of that what you will.
I think 9's the perfect number. I just think it's a bit unfair on the person that finishes 9th, waiting a month or a couple months to work out whether the singles winner, and very rarely does the singles winner. Salty might be able to clarify, but has a singles winner ever come into the team? Ever?
No.
A singles winner?
No.
Never. But we could have had that situation this weekend.
Well, Alex Pace is a perfect example. Alex is one of the more devastating players in Tasmanian 8-ball at the moment. If he gets his tail up, then, best of luck to you beating him. And he could have quite easily come in today and just mopped everyone up and won the singles title and gone straight in the side.
And the way he was playing before that definitely could have. Even Jared, you know, Jared was one frame away from a final, and the way Jared was playing and the racks, he would have had countless master breaks this weekend, and you know he could have ran 3 or 4 racks pretty easy if he had made the final, and he could have been another one that would have come into the team. So, you know, the 10th player was never ever made, or the singles winners never ever made the state team. It's never ever come from outside the state team, but if it was to happen, I think they should be taking 10. Even though I'd hate to be the captain, Sammy. I just think it's unfair on that 9th player, as I've said.
Yeah.
But well done, Blair. Deserves to be there, and I'm sure you're looking forward to going away in 109 days, Sammy. And
109 days, yeah.
I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun.
I've had quite a few of the boys ask me to go with them as the team manager. I'm not too sure what people are trying to tell me by that, Paul. But
Is Phil Dando or Tony Cannon standing over your shoulder, are they, Sammy?
Oh,
look out.
hello,
Mr.
Phil.
Dando's just come on in.
You've got to get the lead pass if you go.
I think we've got a late nomination for team manager, Phil.
Great.
Sammy Thurgood, how do you feel about that?
Excellent choice.
There you go. It's Sammy Thurgood's the #1 man, I think, so
I'll tell
far.
you what, I've been to countless nationals with the Sarge as manager, mate, and he rules with an iron fist. Don't worry about that. Sledgehammer Dando, they call him. That's his nickname around the traps.
He certainly does, but he's a humorous man when he needs to be.
I think you need to be a humorous man being manager of some of the state sides we've had.
Well, you'd be.
And Australian players, of course.
You'd certainly need to be a little bit lenient, I think, on the players. Otherwise, you'd be forever pulling them in the line. Is that what you're saying, Sammy? In your previous state sides?
Tell you what, Jez is absolutely in the box seat here to go 4-3 up. This table's looking very kind to him at the moment.
Yeah, so just back from a short break, and this would be a big turnaround. Yeah, he was in control of the last frame, but he was 3-2 down and could have quite easily been 4-2 down, and he looks like he could be 4-3 up now, so be a big turnaround. Just the black. Oh, look at that. Oh, well, what black? What black? It was hard, but
just problem solved, really.
Yeah.
It wasn't really a problem before, but now he's just made it a lay down misère from you.
I don't even know why I worry about calling these hard balls, because the way they extract them, they're never hard.
He is the extraction king, Jezza.
Actually got the King's Cup shirt on. Could well be the king in about
the cow cutter they
half
have over
hour's
there
time.
in the ACT.
Yeah, he's been over the last few years, I think, Jeremy.
Yeah,
the
last few
King's
years
Cup.
he's gone over to that. So
Good cow cutter from all reports.
They obviously run a good comp over there because Jezza loves it.
Yeah, do a good job on the ACT 8-ball.
I think they got a fairly good field, the last one too. I think they got a fair amount of runners in it, so well done to them.
Quite a few trying out for their stateside too, I think, Sammy, quite a few. So
yeah, they got a, from what I can tell, they got a pretty good system happening in ACT. They seem to have a lot of players. Of course, having only one association helps a lot. A lot of other states have got 500 associations, and so
I think, yeah. Then obviously they have their divisions. I don't know. I know they've got at least, I think, 5 divisions or maybe even more. Have they
not too sure,
in their competition? So it's good for players that first get into 8-ball. You know, they're playing in those lower divisions, and you can climb through those divisions. You know, in Tassie it seems to be a bit different. We have a lot of different competitions and some sort of social, and then you get your sort of bit more serious competitions if you want to further your 8-ball and take it a bit more serious. But yeah, we've got multiple competitions in Tasmania, haven't we?
Oh, it's all over the place, yeah.
You know, you could play near every night of the week in Hobart. You can play near every night of the week, certainly the weekdays, if you're that keen. The Super League too, Sammy, that's a really good initiative that was in its first year last year and continuing in its second in about September it starts.
We've literally come up with the concept one day, and within about 4 days we had a field of 16, and we capped it at that. And due to popular demand, I suppose, we've had to open it up to 18 for the next season, and we even had to have a playoff to cut it down to 18. So, you know, that's going leaps and bounds so far, and tell you what, it was certainly a fantastic competition for me last season in the Super League. Certainly improved my game. These best of 21s require a lot of focus over a long period of time, and I wouldn't mind betting just because of the Super League. We'll have a few of the boys in the stateside this year go a bit deeper in the Australian singles, the nationals this year. A little bit more match fitness, which has seriously been lacking for a while in Tasmanian 8-ball. But
yeah, well, those 21 races to 21 will certainly do the players a world of good. And I think there's 8 or so weeks of Super League before the Nationals. So, and I think it's been designed where some of the state players, if not all the state players that are playing in it, get very, very tough 8 or so weeks, the first 8 or so weeks, so they're match hardened for the Nationals, which is a good initiative too.
yes,
Playing each other, and
we've also got Cale Barrett playing in the Super League this year. He's travelling down from Penguin once a month to play a few matches. So
yeah,
that's most certainly welcome Carl on board in the Super League.
oh, definitely. You know,
So
great asset.
most certainly one of the best players in the state.
Jeremy's just got a long red here, and I think he'll be looking. Oh, is he looking to double the black after this one? He's just gonna. Yeah, he'd be looking to double the black, I think, after this one.
I think given the distance of it, you can't just sort of slow roll this in. I think he's going to have to play it with pace, and yeah, he's landed beautiful on that.
Straight too, straight double.
This may as well just be
this is huge.
A straight ball over the middle for him. Take the lid off it. Jez is up 5-3. Oh, he's shanked it. Well, I've got one wrong.
Anthony actually had a similar situation where he could have been 4-1 up against Jared Wicks and missed a shot, and Jared managed to get it back to 4-2 and then 4-all. So
knowing Anthony,
Jeremy could have been 5-3 there quite easily, and
Anthony will absolutely punish him for that, man.
just those. He's got probably 3 tough balls here, and well.
Oh, hasn't landed ideal out of that. But
He's got that ball there to the bottom right now, which he'll be taking.
It's
But
pretty safe shot too.
Promoted those slightly, those 2 balls there. Just got that probably really that tough ball now on.
The one nearest the black.
Yeah, on the left-hand side rail. So.
I'm not sure if he can use that black to pot that yellow actually, and possibly promote the black up towards the top pocket.
Yeah, I think it's just a bit too far up. He might. Well, he's just got himself in not a great position there. Sammy either.
I think he's got to lay a bit of a hook in here.
Yeah, I think he might even look to snook. He might even just look to put this yellow ball that he's closest to into the jaw on the black and put the white on the cushion.
Well, if he wants to take it on, then he's got this long pot up. And No, he's going to have a dip.
Well, good on him. That's
Yeah,
a really good shot.
You don't win these things running the hind and pull. Sometimes you just got to take it by the scruff of the neck, don't you, and just have a dip and back your own ability. And
He'll promote this hard yellow now. So.
Anthony's most certainly one of them players who will back himself every day of the week.
Oh, he's phenomenal.
Very mentally tough.
He is. He just does not. His just demeanour does not waver. You know, no matter what situation he's in. If he was 10-0 down, he still wouldn't change his demeanour in a race to 21.
No. Oh, no.
Oh,
No result.
Unfortunately not. So bad luck here. Jeremy, 5-3.
So that's put Jeremy on the hill now. Anthony with a little bit of work to do. Just a little shout out to Damien Smith, who I know is tuning in to watch this today. Of course, one of Tasmania's finest players, Mr. Damien Smith. Salty just choked on his coke. But I would have thought Hall of Famer, isn't he, Damien Smith, Tasmanian Eightball? Could be. Of course, was part of the Tasmanian side that won it in 1998. I think he was the team manager that year, wasn't he? No, was that you, Sarge? Ah, okay, he pulled out. Damien, of course, is one of my favourite players I like to play. He's just can't beat me, so, you know. Oh, Ches has just come up with a humongous break there. I'm not too sure if that yellow that's next to the red at the left middle pocket slides past that. I don't think it does. So he's just got a little something to work out there.
Yeah, he gets tough because he can't play it down to the bottom left, and he can't play it down to the bottom right with that red there. So somehow he'll be trying to promote that. Well, it's probably the ball he's got to take now, Sammy. Try and run it down to the bottom left. But will he do it or will he not? Unless
I don't think he can.
Unless it comes off the rail up into the top left and he can take it off the rail, off the red.
I'll tell you what, he's going to have a go at it.
Yep.
It's a big shot, this one.
Difference between 6-3 and 5-4.
Oh, he's hit it perfect.
Oh, that's a really...
Has he got out of it?
No.
He's got a bad result out of that.
That's just a game of millimetres. That's cost him. So far, this will be tough to get out of and do anything decent with. And Anthony's got some balls there he can start with if Jeremy's to miss this. And the actual shot, I reckon now, maybe even would be to go straight across the table and pop that one in the middle. Because he's got if he does that and just drops it in, he's got an angle on that ball, Sammy. Because it's an easy shot. You have a look at that. It's straight across the table, and then he'd have an angle coming down through there to cut that ball in.
Yep.
Maybe one he's missed.
I'll tell you what, 2 shots for Anthony here. I can't see him not getting this out.
Of course, we'd need to thank Tony Cannon too. Tony's done an absolutely sensational job with running state 8-ball events in Tassie and all the other work he does, which is great. He's run this weekend. It's gone to plan. I'm sure everything's just gone smoothly, and he's done a super job running this event.
He does a fantastic job, Tony. He's He's a very good ambassador for Tasmanian Eightball. He's works tirelessly, and
Yeah,
we all thank him for it.
yeah, he's great, Tony. I don't know how he does it, and where he finds the time, to be honest. It's a job in itself, the work he does. Good shot from Ant.
Quite the golfer too, Anthony. You ever seen him play golf?
Single figures. He used to be off single figures.
I think he played off 2.
Yeah, he probably more money in golf than Q Sports. Sammy, do you think he chose the wrong sport, or?
Possibly, mate.
Yeah, no,
He's just one of them frustrating people that you see he picks something up, mate, and he can just start doing it straight away. You know, he's definitely a gifted human being, Anthony.
A chip off the old block, is he? Tony be watching at home.
The T-Bone can do anything, mate.
Oh, he's magnificent. Good footballer in his day too, they tell me.
Fair cricketer too.
Oh yeah, jack of all trades. That's where his son gets it from. Well, 5-4. That's little costly missed position there from Jeremy's.
And going into Anthony's break, I'm pretty sure. So I'm pretty sure Anthony will be keen to master break here and go to the hill.
Yeah, well, actually it was 6. Sorry, I was thinking it was 7 there for 1 minute, but that was Jeremy was on that there, and he would have been. Well, he was certainly favourite to win that match, and
yeah,
just got
Jez is pretty quick to put things out of his mind, though. He'll be over that now, and he'll be looking to get into this frame.
Oh, dump the white.
Not a time you want to dump the white.
But it'll be tough because
he's
there
got
is
a
some
mini
balls
result
tied
out
up.
of it.
Yellows are the obvious balls to take, and he'll be taking them. Will he try and go game? It's just a bit tough, I think, Sammy. I reckon with those 3, well, there's 3 yellows there towards the right-hand corner, which look pretty tough, the whole lot of them. We can't use, unless he can promote them somehow, which he'll probably find a way, no doubt. He always seems to.
He is the extraction king.
He will be having a crack at it though, Sammy. I reckon he'll be having a crack at this. I really do. It's the way he's been playing. He's been playing like this all weekend. He's just extracting stuff, and he's not slowing up much, and everything seems to have been working for him. So I don't think he'll change it. That ball close to the black might be a good ball there to extract those out with, Sammy. The 3 towards the bottom right corner. He'll be taking this one. Will he take the middle one now, or will he take this now and try it? He probably. He's looking at the. Yeah, he's going to take the middle, I think, and he'll just screw back a bit for the one closest to the black, maybe.
The only problem I see here at the moment is when he does go for an extraction, what yellow is he going to be on after it?
Well, that's why. Well, there you go. He's extracted it. He's extracted nicely now, but unfortunately for him, he's got himself a bit out of position. But he can play now that yellow ball that he's closest to over to the bottom left pocket. So I believe, and then obviously then he might well have that ball to run down the right hand side rail. So. But he has a problem ball there, doesn't he, Sammy?
Is he going to play this off the red, is he? Oh, yeah.
That's actually not a bad shot, because
it's
he
not
sort
a bad
of
shot. It's forcing him to play the red that he needs to go under that yellow. So unless he possibly plays the red across the.
Can he get that one in the middle to the middle left, Sammy? Because if he can, that's the way he'll be going.
I'm looking at the table, I can't quite see. I think he may actually be able to get through to that red.
It must be pretty tight, because he's having a good look at it.
Looks like that's what he's lining up. If he can get that, that's a bad shot by Jez.
Oh no, that's. That's not good for Ant.
It's certainly a missed opportunity there.
If he had got that semi, I would have near said that he was favourite to go on and win this frame. Jeremy's still got a lot of work to do though. He's just actually, I think he'll just be playing this sort of dead weight and just coming out slightly off the cushion and just pushing that yellow closest to the hole, just onto the bottom rail a bit further.
If he just rolls this in, this
Oh,
game's over. Oh, he didn't get a flick on the yellow. He
He
needed just a littlest of
can.
flick on the yellow there, but he didn't get it.
Just, geez, I don't know how he didn't, Sammy, because it looks like there's barely enough for a ball to get through there. So he's got very, very unlucky there. Very unlucky.
He may look.
I think what he's going to do.
He's got the angle here to come off the bottom cushion, flick that red away from the yellow that's over the pocket.
He's going to go back up the
No,
table.
he's going that way.
I wouldn't be surprised if he tries. He'll try and take both on you, Sammy. He'll try and pot them both here. He's got to. I think he's got to. Otherwise, Anthony's just going to, work around and try and force his way back into the match. Because I think does that black go into the middle or not?
I'm not sure it does.
No, so he'd need to be taking it up the top left if he did do that.
Problem with that shot too, if he hits his sweet, he hits the red sweet. He's leaving himself
looking to take the red
Chinese
out. Is he
snooker.
looking to take the red
That's
out here,
never
Sammy?
ideal.
Yep.
Oh, he's played it beautifully.
Great shot. That's
The extraction king.
Now, that's a great shot. He's
I think that red's going to hamper him a bit.
yeah,
He's
that's
in getting position on this bloke.
if that red had just come out a bit, he just cuts that ball in that yellow and he's got position back on the black into the middle, but unfortunately it didn't. He might come off the red even kick the white out a fair bit here. No, he couldn't quite get to the top side of it. So
This may possibly actually come off the red and go in the middle. The red, that's just a...
yeah, you're dead right, Sammy. I think that's true, but would he be taking that on because he's got to be careful that the red doesn't go up the top too. Oh, great shot. It did go past.
Went straight in. Well, there you have it, Jeremy Maguire,
what a high
2017
standard final.
Tasmanian singles champion.
What a high standard final we just witnessed, Sammy.
Well done, Jez. Commiserations to Ant. Two worthy finalists, but you got to have a winner.
Yeah, unfortunately for Ant you do, but gee, I reckon on any other given day he probably would have won that final. He just happened to run into Jeremy at his best.
Yep.
There was only a few shots there that they, as I said earlier, I think Anthony just made a couple more mistakes, even though he still played very, very high standard, and that probably cost him with a couple frames, and that was probably the difference in the end, Sammy.
That was the difference in the end, yep.
Yeah.
There's only a couple of frames in it, so yeah, just that one or two mistakes, and it's good night.
Where are we off to next, Salty? The killer crossover, or we got something? Yep. Yeah, so we look forward to seeing you down in Hobart for the Hobart Workers Club for the Killers crossover, and congratulations to Jeremy Maguire, 2017 singles state champion, and well done to Anthony on a great weekend. It's been a great weekend here, Sammy. Until next time, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mother, for the rabbits. So we'll just sit back and wait for the royalties to come in then, I suppose.
I think James Stevens still waiting for his. He's been doing it for about 10 years. Take out from BC Carla on Friday night footy.
Kicks down to Samar, forward, rebound.
It's never a good sign when you always want to commentate. It's never a good sign when you always want to commentate, because it means you won't play.